Hello there guys, and welcome to another layout update by LNER-Fun4472. There has been quite a bit of progress on the layout, all of which I will be going through right now. So let's get started. As you can see, it looks like Merlin's gone past a distance signal and she's having to slow down a little bit. So she'll be on the go while we're doing this layout update, just to get that oil running through, get her a bit more running, and just give her a good run. But here we are. Is our first bit that I want to talk about is the point motors. As you can see here, I have another seat PM1 point motor, all wired up and ready to go underneath the baseboard, all ready with the spade connectors, ready to connect up to the power bus to control the polarity for the points. This wire here will then send power up through the point and give it the correct polarity, giving it extra juice to power the trains, because trains stopping dead on points, even big tender engines, is becoming very, very common indeed. So you can understand how much the tank engines must be suffering. I have installed another point motor since the last layout update. So if we just look here, there's one I've just installed. Let's power that one up without messing up the route of any trains. So we now have 3 working point motors on the layout. 1, 2, 3. I want to get all the point motors wired in that are essential for running on the layout. I'll save ones for yards for later. As you can see, the point motor is just there. If that decides to focus in, come on, you can do it. There we go, it's more or less focused, isn't it? So there we go, there's one of the point motors, and the other 2 are just over there. As you can see, it's filling up nicely. Also, I've been doing a little bit of a clean-up job behind here. I've bought some cable ties, tried to get the cables much more organised. If you go back to one of the previous layout updates, I know some of the ends still need to be cut off these, but that will be seen too. It was quite a mess under here, but seeing as though the vast majority of the wiring is now in place under here, the only thing that will be dropping through eventually will be signals, but I can easily route the signal wires through to other wires. So I've just been wanting to get things cleaned up, get everything nice and organised, because an organised workspace is a very efficient workspace. So I'm very, very happy with that. 0 short circuits under here. I've checked all the connections, screwed up all of the chock blocks, and checked all the spade connectors. That one's hanging out quite a bit actually, I'll have to put that one back in. See, there's always something to do on a model railway. So yeah, things have been organised under here. Different story over there, things still need to be sorted out under there. As you can see also, I've been fastening the chock blocks to the top of the bit, well, the underneath of the baseboard, just so the wires aren't dangling down. It's a bit of a difficult job, that. It's very hard to do, very fiddly, very frustrating, but I get there in the end. It's just to make things look a bit more presentable, if you like. All the wiring will eventually be covered up by a curtain that's going to come along here eventually, but that's for something very much in the future, I think. So if we come back up, see the point motors. If we look in there, they do have polarity. That's a bit corroded because of the flux. I do go a bit over the top with the flux sometimes, but never mind. Still works fine. Just don't get it on the surface of the rails. Another polarity switch wired up there as well. This is also another working point, and here's our other one just here. That's also wired up. As you can see, you can kind of see our green wire because it isn't covered up by the scenery. As for these 2 points here, there are 2 point motors, obviously, one to control that one to control that one, but they'll both be wired to a single terminal, because if we think about it, let's quickly before Merlin comes past, it's only when those 2 are switched at the same time where the trains will actually be able to go somewhere, because if that one's switched, it's just going to hit the dead end just there. So why waste effort changing 2 when you can just connect them both up to one terminal and get them changed? I'm still yet to do testing to see whether the output is enough to change both of the point motors, but I'm sure it will be. The seat PM1s are quite powerful, they've got quite a large output, so that should work just fine. But like I say, point motor installations are on hold because I don't have any accessory decoders at the moment, and accessory decoders do cost a lot of money. Although I do have a new job, I'm saving up for something rather special. It's nothing to do with model railways, but my interest is not going anywhere. I still love my trains, even went to the North Yorkshire Moors Railway to ask about volunteering, so not going off model railways at all, still going strong, and I have no intentions of quitting it at all. So that's it for wiring and point motors. Let's move on to something else. As we can see, the ballasting, especially on the extension part of the layout, is coming on supremely well. Merlin will be shooting, well, not shooting past, like I said, she's past a distance, so she's going quite slow. If you see that little jerk, See that little jerk she did just there? That's just because the points need point motors. That's how essential it is. That's how essential it is to have electrofrog points and point motors, in my opinion. But as we can see, the ballasting goes all the way. If I just walk down, ballasting goes back about that much behind you, and then we come all the way over here. Points are ballasted as well. It's all glued down. It's rock hard. It's not going anywhere. It comes all the way up to here. So all of this ballasting has been done and completed. Tracks have been cleaned off because it does cause quite serious issues when you don't clean the rails off, so make sure you clean the rails off. I will be doing a how-to video on how to clean rails in the near future. I just need to wait for my tidy track to arrive. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Absolutely brilliant. So ballasting all up to here, very, very easy. But when you get to points, it becomes a little bit more difficult, but I'm quite happy with the outcome of these points. So if we just take a quick look at the points, they have come out quite well. I'm very, very happy with them. It's all glued down, all the rails are clean, so it runs superbly well. And it does look excellent. You can hardly make out the plastic rail joiners anymore. So that's really, really good. That's the result I was hoping for. So soon, I'll be getting something from DCC Concepts. It's 2 output accessory decoder, and we'll be getting a pair of point motors under here. As you can see, looking at this power bus, you can clearly see that it's far better than my old power bus. Much more efficient at carrying the wires, and as soon as I have my solderless wiring kit now, it's going to look even better. So it's much tidier. You always learn lessons when you're building a model railway. You really do. It's all about practice and perfection, really. But nothing's ever perfect. So the route to perfection never ends. See that jerk? That's why we need point motors, guys. Next part of the update is going to be do with the yard that's going to be just here. I'm still waiting on a few essential supplies that will help me make the yard very smooth running, very good track quality. As you can see, I've got the cork prepped and ready. I think I'll need a bit more than this, but that'll do me just for now. As you can see, got all the rail joiners, got all the fish plates. Oh no, rail joiners, fish plates, same thing. And we have our track fixing pins as well. But we're a bit short on infrastructure track work, such as points at the moment. As you can see, those are still packaged up, so I don't want them picking up loads of grime. Those are electrofrog points, so there'll be one turnout. As you can see where the DVT is, there'll be one turnout going over there, and it'll end, because I'm not quite decided what I'm going to do with that yet. A turntable will go there, but I need someone to do that for me. I need to hire somebody to do that for me. So that will then come down here, split into various tracks, and it will come just down here, and it will form a yard for the coaches. Thinking of making like a big shed, just so the coaches aren't sticking out, but it'll need to be something really big, and it'll be really expensive. So that is definitely something for the future, but the yard will soon start to take shape. I'm thinking of doing the infrastructure work a bit later on and just cracking on with the track laying. And so say if the track could end here, and then I could decide how it's all going to split up eventually in the future. That won't do me any harm. Like I say, this is all just going to be storage just for the coaches and all of that, because I am planning to invest quite a lot in rolling stock in the next year. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for the yard. That will soon be laid and will soon be taking shape. Now me and my girlfriend will soon be meeting up again, and my girlfriend has showed amazing enthusiasm when it comes to the scenery. And she's very eager to go and buy some more supplies for the layout, so I'm going to transfer some money over PayPal to her and she'll get that sorted. But she does an excellent job as well. She's so eager. So she'll be doing that, and I'll be cracking on with various wiring jobs and other tasks. So expect to see a lot more scenery in the next layout update. I'm going to get a lot more ballasting done. It's been horrible weather recently, but it's still boiling hot in here, as it is always. I daren't open the windows because knowing my luck, it'll just start raining, because I had that before, and the rain did come tipping down through there, and it was all over here. There's no stains left now, of course, but if that would have kept going, it would have remained very damp indeed, and it would have rotted the wood, and that wouldn't have been very good at all. So we've got to keep those windows shut and just find a good day. I find it better when it's a cold day in here, because then you can turn the heating on, and then as soon as it gets to the right temperature, just turn it off, and it's like that. The climate stays. You get used to the climate for a good 2 hours, and you can get a fair amount of work done in here. So don't worry, guys. All of the scenery, well, not all of the scenery. We're going to get a lot of scenery done let's crack on with that scenery over there. Now, as some subscribers probably know, there used to be just like a very pitiful hedge here, but now we've replaced it with some. It's still drying actually. I'm not gonna touch that. That's fairly secure. That was the first one I did. But as you can see, we've put some lovely stone fencing in, and I think it just looks brilliant. There's still a few gaps to plug, as you can see. So you can see a bit of the baseboard coming out, but we've run out of static grass. So that's on order, and that will be coming soon, and those will fill the gaps. And we're also a bit short on fencing as well. Now the fencing isn't cheap, but nothing is for model railways, I suppose. So we'll be cracking on with that shortly. And if you ask me, I think that looks loads better. As you can see, we've had to adjust this tree by cutting a bit off the side, but it just looks like it's grown around it, so it looks very realistic indeed. So the scenery here is looking excellent. This is an excellent template for what I want to apply for the whole layout. Obviously, static grass will soon be on top of this, but you may be wondering about the trees. Well, basically what's going to happen is the trees are easily removable. The trees aren't glued in or anything. All of the trees can easily come out. I'm not going to take them out at the moment. But then the static grass will then go on, and then it doesn't look like we've gone around the trees and the static grass and the trees and all that. So we're after ultimate realism here, so don't worry about anything, guys. It'll all look excellent. Well guys, I think that's just about it for this layout update. There will be another layout update in about a week's time, especially after me and Georgina have made all of the progress on the layout, that we will be showcasing to you before I go to somewhere called Carfest. I'm going there for my holidays, and that's pretty much going to be my only holiday for this year. Obviously, we've all got to make cutbacks at some point, haven't we? But I'm keeping my money away and I'm saving it for a rainy day and when I want to get something special. But don't worry, money is still being pumped into the layout at a very gradual pace, should we say. And like I say, I'm not losing interest and I'm not going anywhere, so don't worry about it. I hope you guys are enjoying the recent stream of how-to videos. I will be making more of those once I've decided what I can make how-to videos on, but I'm really appreciating the positive feedback, and it's not, I am reaching out to my fellow subscribers in a way, but I'm also trying to help the newcomers to the hobby. You know, we want them to get involved and ask questions and interact with the community, and helping them to find these videos. And I think these videos are very, very helpful. And not just myself, people like Everard Junction and Intercity 82 all do fantastic how-to videos, and we need to help these newcomers into the community help gather the best techniques possible to make their dream layout, because it just makes everything look better at the end of the day. And it's just progress, isn't it, guys? And I hope it helps all of you as well, because well, I just want to be helpful. I want to help the community, and I just want to, well, make everyone's layout look as spiffing and as spick as span as possible. So yeah, more how-to videos to come in the future, and another layout update next week. And like I say, any recommendations on scenery or any improved techniques that you guys can give me, then please feel free to drop those in the comments. I'm not going to be doing a scenery how-to video in the near future, simply because I'm not very experienced when it comes to scenery yet, and obviously my techniques, or our techniques, because Georgina's largely responsible for a lot of the scenery too, our techniques still need to be improved upon, and like I said, the route to perfection never ends. So once I think my scenery is up to a suitable standard, then we shall make a video on the scenery. So that will be done sometime in the near future. Anyway, enough blabbering on. I hope you guys have an excellent summer, and if you have any holidays, happy holidays, go and have a great time, kick back, enjoy yourselves, and expect to see videos in the future. Have a great summer, guys. Thank you very much.